I thought everyone knew about this, but I was wrong all along. There is no such thing as a business idea. What we have is solution to problems. Let that ring a bell in your head. Problem, solution, problem, solution. But as you are looking out for problem, also ensure that the solution match the problem and people are ready to pay for the solution that you are trying to create for that problem. So how exactly do you find out problems, or how do you identify problems before you even find a solution to them? You can use a framework like user story. User story is what I thought everyone knew about, but I was wrong all along. This is a typical example of a user story. As an operations manager, I want AI-powered automation to handle repetitive tasks like customer inquiries and document processing so that my team can focus on high-value work and reduce error. Here, you already identify your customer as an operations manager. You already identify the operations manager's problem, and you already understand what they need, which is like a solution you should create for them. A second example is, as a maintenance engineer, I want AI to predict equipment failure and optimize maintenance schedule so that downtime is minimized and operational efficiency is improved. Here, you already understand who is your customer, and you already understand their problem, and you already understand what they are trying to solve for. A third example is, as a business strategist, I want AI to analyze complex data and generate clear insight automatically so that we can make faster and more informed strategic decisions. You already identify your customer, and you already identify the problem they have, and you're going to identify the solution that work for them. This is like a typical B2C example. As a customer, I want AI to predict recommendations and real-time support so that my experience with the services feels tailored around response to my need. This is a typical example of a B2C example. So you first have to identify the problems. You first have to identify who has that problem. And of course, you have to identify who or what you can use to solve that problem. So for those asking, how do they find a problem that they can slap AI into, or they can create AI automations for? This is an example of how to do that. Use user stories. A good example is, at Ivory, we understand that asset managers, investment bankers, and analysts struggle with unstructured data. That is why we created Ivory for them to have access to millions and millions of unstructured data within a single query.